Hey guys, I'm Kavya. This is guindytimes, the official campus magazine of CET, ACT, and SAP. I would like to give the viewers a glimpse of our esteemed teacher here, Priya ma'am. Hi ma'am.
Hello, nice talking to you. This is an official magazine called guindytimes, right? So first time I'm giving an interview in guindytimes, so I'm excited about it.
Okay ma'am. I would like to hear about a particular passion that you have been after here, that is teaching ma'am. So what do you think about it ma'am?
So you're asking about my passion, where do I come for teaching, right? Actually, to be true, I have actually when my MTech professor asked for to enroll in a PhD to go into my academic career, I said no. It's not my cup of tea actually. But so I just thought like I want to explore in my industry. So I worked for industry for almost 1.5 years. Then I came back to my doctorate study, and during my doctoral study, I was most involved in the teaching process, like a teaching assistant. So during that time, so I thought like interacting with students, they pose a new problem because they BTech people, and I'm a PhD student, and they pose a lot of new questions. It's not like regular teaching. I just saw like it would be a very boring process, but it was very interesting. Every day the students came up with the new questions, and the interaction with the young minds make me also always think I am younger and with their mindset level, and also just new questions, new ideas, new research. So it gave me excitement like a dopamine. So I thought, okay, this is my and it gave me like a kind of like that I am wrong 2 years back. So then I jumped into the academics.
Okay ma'am. Could you share an interesting fact or hobby that your students might be interesting to learn about you?
Okay. I'm a movie freak. Okay. I watch all kind of movies. Maybe I don't know whether it may be shockable for my students. So I watch all languages movies: English, Hindi, Malayalam, Telugu, Tamil. So if you take me in my childhoods, I'll be always sitting in front of my TV only. All the 90s movies, 80s movies. So I'm movie freak. And other hobbies like I pen in Tamil. Okay, so I like to write in Tamil more. I read a lot of Tamil books. People think I read only English books or very self motivating books. Actually, I hate self motivating books. So I read more Tamil books, Tamil authors. I try to pen in Tamil. And unusual hobbies like listening to music, so that's usual hobbies. And also I have short hobbies of durations, very little. I had for the past 4 years, if I take, I had a hobby of doing nail arting. I had a hobby of doing origami, quilling, embroidering, but I didn't took it for a long time. I generally do, then I got to get bored, so I come up with other hobby. That's it.
How do you approach in designing projects or internships that cater into the diversity of remote sensing?
Students, among students, you're saying. See, the classroom of like 40, like your classroom, if you take 40 or 20, all the students are not similar, okay? So they have a different mindset. Some will be good in practicals, like in the field work. Some will be good in programming. Some will be doesn't want to do anything, right? They don't want to say. So when we interact with students, we come to know like what is their mindset. So, but while offering, we get to say people from industries or my networks. People ask, since I'm working here, they ask like, see, we need a people of these skills. Can you just help me in engaging students of that sort? So what I do, but I post to my entire class group. Obviously, people will be interested, will come and approach me. Suppose if I didn't get, I generally even call individual students. I know how they're capable, but they may not be very confident enough to approach me, or they may think I'm not, it not suits me. Then I will approach certain kind of students, whether you can do it or not. This will be I'll just give a confidence to them. So it's depend upon the interaction, but while posting a internship project, I post to entire class group only. Because it will be it'll be partial, no, if I ask there. So I'll post it, but I know as a teacher who is strong in which part. So depending upon that, I will actually arrange, I will allot the work according to them.
How do you identify that special skills in your students and involve them, ma'am?
Okay, special skills means that is merely observation. We generally get time of 50 minutes or 2 hours per, I think in your class I get up 4 hours per week, right? So 4 hours is well enough. I interact with you people. If you see my way of teaching process, I generally don't stick up to the technical part only. I generally ask you, right, what do you eat, what do you do after the class. So generally I have a personal touch with people. Like what I just want to understand the world of students, what they do in the campus other than the classroom engagement. So from that we'll come to know. No? Then so again, and also you also engage in so many activities. You go into the workshops, you go into the conference. I'm a class advisor of you, so you come and get the sign. So I know what you are involved with. So in that I'll understand the special skills. And in the classrooms, if my subject if you take is my C++ programming, and I take surveying also. But both the classes, not all one particular group of students will be very highly talented in programming. I observe they finish my programming in 10 minutes, other than others take 20 minutes. And some people will be very good in surveying calculation. They are good in field work. They do everything properly. So it's basically observations, and also when you interact, we come to know. See, people with special skills actually doesn't interact. They generally be very lonely. They don't come and approach. Will be very introverts. In that case also, but they'll be in introverts also. When they're going to get a sign, they went to result oriented. They'll come to know. So I'll call them and ask them if any project is coming, any internships is coming. I will ask them that you are interested. We can do. I'll just ask them. So let that identify.
So, how do you make interactions with students apart from education, like that uniquely enjoying the class?
Okay. So as I said already, in the 2 hours class, I generally try to put more humor sense during a class itself. Not only here, I've been working for the past 8 months, I think so here. But before in a previous organization also, I was engaged in a teaching process of 4 years. So generally, I relate, if I introduce a concept, I relate with a real-time example. Very simple example, not a big thing. I engage with real-time example like food, their hobbies like cricket, which people will be more connected with, right? So that will give a very interactive experience. And also, as I told, I always also love to learn about the people's and students' environment beyond the classrooms, what they do. So we start interact. So when we interact beyond the technical thing, no, people will become very confident. Obviously, students are not confident in only if I ask questions. So what will come in the what are the libraries used? If I ask, they'll become tensed. Okay, but if I ask what's the breakfast, everyone will start answering. What's the breakfast? So what do you do after 6? When you sleep? Why are you very sleepy today? If I ask like that, people will say, other friends will make fun of them. Ma'am, he was listening to songs up to 2 o'clock. He was actually talking to his girlfriend up to 3 o'clock. They'll start. So very light movement will start in the class environment. And when we engage in that kind of engage in that kind of conversation, people will start trusting you. And also one basic thing I generally follow is, I am strict only, but generally I follow a very positive attitude. Like I'll smile. I will not be like very rugged fellow like that. So that will create positive emotions among the students, vibrational. So they'll start trusting. They'll just simply chill out and a little bit, not much, not half an hour class. I can't take 20 minutes, little bit. So that will create a very positive environment. And also, I generally believe in a democracy. I'm a democratic person. So whenever I ask for assignments or assessment, I generally ask questions to students only. So when you are comfortable, so okay, today exercise is over. When can you submit? Within maximum 24 hours. Can you submit today or 24 hours? Or I'll generally ask you, right? So once they give a decision, I'll stick to it, because I'm giving a responsibility to them to take a decision and to stick to them. I'll get very angry if they not stick to the timeline, because this decision is not by me, because they only decided me and gave. Within 1 day we'll submit, right? So I'm just teaching them to take decisions. I'm teaching them to be responsible in the decisions. So that also, I also impart with them, like I'm trusting them. So that actually very important for a relationship between teacher and student. I personally believe the trust. They should trust me, and I should also trust them. No, so whatever they say, so that is the more thing. And also, it's giving an opportunity. All is very important. Like in respective of people who score, not score, from different backgrounds, different status. Every voice. I make sure that every voice is heard in my classroom. They can give their whatever they feel, whatever the notions. So there is no disparity in my class, who's actually studying well or not studying well for me. If a question is asked, the decision is taken. all the opinions are very important to me. So that I maintain in my classroom. So I think that sets a very positive note in my classroom. So that makes students very interactive with me.
Okay, ma'am. If you had a superpower to bring into your classroom, what would it be and how it can revolutionize your class?
Okay. Fair superpower. Um, I think mind reading. So that's only a superpower I can bring it to classroom, because it's not like I just want to map what the student is thinking right now, but I also want to know how I can crack each student, because it's very difficult to crack a human being actually. It takes time. So in 3 months, 4 months of semester, by the time I crack, the semester will finish, right? So when I start from first day, suppose if someone's sitting, okay, what is his way of cracking to attract my teaching? Some may be very enthusiastic, simple board and talk and talk or presentation is enough. Some is like we have to keep on give exercise, stimulate their brain, ask question. Some is like give small exercise. So some are, I think, okay, whatever you do is will be in a daydream, fine. But there will be some point in every student to make the learning process very attractive. I just want to crack it so that I can easily follow it and make them enjoyable my classroom. That's all.
Okay, ma'am. Could you share some interesting things that you have taught for 4 years before? Any particular student activities?
Okay. Student activities means I had one student, actually, I don't want to mention his name. He actually passed a student, but he didn't finish his degree. Means 4 years degree he was doing for 8 years. Okay, the last 8 year, he was actually allotted to me as for arrear exam. It's a soil and mechanics engineering. It's very tough for him actually. It's generally tough for most of civil students also. So so I was taking the class, but he was actually felt very low. He was feeling very complex that he didn't finish the degree for 8 years, and people always look low on him like that. But I never mentioned like okay, just pass. I took my classes very genuinely. I always interacted with him genuinely. And then one day he just talked to me like, I am feeling very low, madam. Like this, my friends and all finished masters and they settled in life. I am just doing degree. I just told, okay, whatever happened, don't worry. This is a subject. Okay, I know it's very tough, but try to pass it. Okay, I just took only the important topics, because I as a teacher I should not say this, but I thought like, okay, he has to pass. Whether he's not going to become other Tessagi, right? He just has to pass my soil mechanics foundation. That's it. So I just took the important topics, and I made him very simple. All my big fandas. So, but one thing I imparted in him, like I was very positive note. I said, pass this. Whatever you do, you can come to me, you can talk to me. Don't think bad about it. It's done. It's happened. I understand it's happened. But once you pass, your life will take off. So after the arrear exam, he passed it, and he came for me a recommendation letter. He has to do a master's in construction and management in US. But he told, like, I cannot approach any teacher, because everybody will think after 8 years, why are you going for masters? Like they think, no, you didn't finish BTech itself in 4 years. What are you going to do in masters? But I gave a recommendation letter for him. So I was very happy, and he finished his masters and he came back. Recently he got married. He sent me the marriage invitation, and he started his new business. And he also told like he'll be starting his own construction firm also. And he took a note, like he put a note like I'm the only teacher he invited for his marriage. And he told like I literally forgot him actually. Then I just thanked him for inviting me. At least he remembered me. Then he told, no, I can't forget you in my life, because he was there in my very lower times. So that the person I cannot forget, because I was very happy as a teacher, as a human being, that I made a very positive impact on some other's life. It was very different moment. And also I had different people. Like one of my we'll say called proctor. Like they'll engage some 10 students for me throughout 4 years. So he's a Nepali student, and he's very anxious. He's very anxious actually. He used to ask question for everything. Means in one question he will ask 10 questions. But people used to get annoyed, no? But I know he's like a kid. And he was he's very far away from his hometown, and he was actually feeling, he's a kiddish fellow. So whenever he comes to me, I make him to sit, make him comfort, I also get some annoyed with too many questions, but first 10 questions itself I'll make him calm down. Okay, whatever questions you have, this is a note, fine. Okay, so I try to answer most thing. Sometimes if we cannot answer, I'm busy. I cannot. I don't get angry and all. I don't feel him that I'm annoyed. I just said you can go and come after some time. I'll talk to you, or you call to me. I said. So that is one, and then now he's okay, right? Because I think this. Is a way of handling is more important in a human being. So I generally feel as any human being is like a puzzle only. There's a way to crack it. Some may take little time, some may take more time, but that is more important, I think.
Having worked on this campus, how it is different from other educational institutions according to your point of view, ma'am?
Okay. First thing is like it's very different because it's a state government run university. Its motive itself is providing education to people who are in need and to all the levels, right? So I'm very proud to work in this institution first of all, because before I worked in a private organization where 99% people are elite people, like who are very rich people. But I now see the different class of students from the whose background or whose parents' economic level is from very high to the very low backgrounds. So very happy that I'm catering to the students who are in actually need, who want to come up in life, who are socially deprived people. That is more. I think this uniqueness of this university is that one only, because it's a motive itself to provide education, and I think I'm being the one of the tool. I'm very happy about it.
So, what were the changes that you would like to implement for both the wellness of students and teachers?
Yeah. In this campus, you're asking, right? So, first thing is more funding for making technology, even the projectors from to all the digital technology, inclusion of digital technology in the teaching learning process, and also reducing the paperwork to all of our digitized system. So more funding, more resources for students to have exposure to attend different workshops, conferences, and more training programs. So I think that level of interaction is very important. So that changes I want to make more revolutionize digitally this campus.
Okay, ma'am. What advice will you give for your students based on stress management?
Generally, I don't like to give advice because I don't like to hear advice also. So, but teachers are meant to give advice, no? Because it's very advice are generally free, very easy to give, but it's not advice. Let's take as tips, because even I'm a student once upon a time, and I also was at stress. So that helped me a lot. So first thing is it's very simple. Sleep well, 7 to 8 hours. I know it's very difficult in a student's life. You have different things to do, especially after 10 p.m. and you'll be very excited to do after 10 p.m. and because you have entire world in a small tablet, right? But if you sleep for 7 to 8 hours in a day, it's actually it not only reduce stress, you can concentrate, your mind will be very peaceful, and you can work upon a lot. You feel healthy first. Sleep and then eat a lot. Eat not junk. Eat consciously. Have to eat like good things. So if you are from home, if you are a day scholar, obviously you have a parents to take care. Obviously, our homes are not that much being a spoiled sport right now. We are actually more constant to a healthy diet. But we suppose you are in a outside in a hostel. Obviously, you tend to get to attract a lot of junk food. So eat consciously. You can have a lot of fruits, vegetables. It may look blunt, but actually, if you took it as habit, is very good. And do a little exercise. You can walk, not with the friends. Morning, simple walk, jog for 10 minutes, 15 minutes is good. It's all, I'm just saying a daily activity, so it's good. And these three things is very important. And also you have to have a time management. See, this everyone say. I'm not saying to have a calendar. I study this time, I write this time. Not, I'm saying only about the only professional development. Time management is like you should have a time for doing nothing also. So you have time for chit chatting with your friends, with your family. You should have a time for watching TV, listening music, everything. But you should have a conscious time. What I'm saying is, suppose in 24 hours, you obviously from 8:30 to evening 5 o'clock, you've gone in a classroom only, right? So after 5:30, you go, and 5 to, let's say 5 to 11 o'clock, some 6 hours you're having. You can't take 4 hours for chit chatting, right? So you have to split up. I want for you have 6 hours. Some 1 hour for exercise and your hobbies related things, and 1 hour for chit chatting with your friends, and 1 for eating, and others you can split up about talking to your family, and some of your like this, whatever you want to do, like exercise in lab work or whatever technically you want to do with help your professional life. So you have to split and conscious, but you should have a time for everything. What I'm saying is everything, even doing nothing also is good. Sometimes you have to do nothing for half an hour at least per day, I'm saying. So that's time doing everything consciously is a good thing. So time management is very important, and mindfulness, like suppose there is a small story I like to share also here. I heard in my radio during my childhood. So one person went to saint and asked like how to lead a good life. He said like, whatever you do that only. Like he said, I'm doing that. I'm doing. What is this now? It's not a big thing, no. Like he asked, no. If you're eating, concentrate only on eating. Don't put your mind in some other things. But it's very actually tough. But saying it looks like simple, but it's actually very tough. So if you're doing something, mindfully do that only. Don't put your mind or don't waver your mind into some other things. So that if you do all these, at least five out of 5, 3 is more important. The 2 you can try to do it. So if you do this, I think that's another thing you can manage easily.
Okay, ma'am. Do you think that conversations like this can bring a better understanding in education and teaching?
Yes, it's a good thing. Like because in our teaching environment, we generally don't much interact, no, about common topics, especially about how to improve the teaching learning process. We don't interact much. We generally interact in classrooms. Out of classrooms, you people come for some other workshop, some for your needs only you come. We don't, and rarely we go for outside like industrial visit something. So in order to improve the learning environment, teaching environment, because who are stakeholders? Teachers are the stakeholders and students are the stakeholders. We both are stakeholders, right? So I think its interaction will help to improve this environment. We will understand your point of view, and you also can understand our stand, so that it will help to improvise the whole environment.
Okay, ma'am. And we are at the end of our conversation. So, which part did you like in our chit chat, ma'am?
Which part? Everything I liked. So the questions were very wise, and it's good. So I liked. So it's my first time giving an interview for guindytimes. So that itself is a very unique experience for me.
Thank you, ma'am. It was a great pleasure to have you here.
Thank you.